I always lose weight, sleep, and friends probably. So this year, the legislature in general attacked immigrants hardcore. Hardcore. Immigrants, DAs, and we got the biggest fight we had, and we have had every year, is wanting to put a Clarence Thomas statue at the Capitol. No. I kid you not. They were this close from getting that statue this year. This close. And they have
funding within the school district that will automatically include us with the lower student to social worker ratio. So we're trying to work together to develop a bill or an amendment that will help us be included in those costs.
Let's talk after. I'll give you my information. I can tell you that they are very sensitive about QBE. Because if they do that, that means they are mandated to fund it. And they don't want to sign up for that. They don't want to be mandated to pay you a nickel. So that would be a multi-year project, but I can help with that. Thank you.
All right, hello everybody. Again, I'm back again, Devin Marks, at the Spring Swag Conference here in Atlanta. I have another special guest here today. Feel free to introduce yourself.
My name is Shelly Hutchinson. I am State Representative for the state of Georgia, part of Gwinnett County, if you're familiar with Georgia. I'm also a social worker. I started, my undergrad is from LSU in criminal justice.
Okay.
I moved here because I really enjoy Freaknik. So, I'm not gonna lie.
Have you watched the documentary about it?
Not yet. Not yet. I was waiting for this first job to get done. But I'm from New Orleans, so when I came to Freaknik, I was like, okay, God, I get it. So I moved to Georgia.
Okay.
My first job was DFAX.
Okay.
And I got their 4E grant, so I got my master's degree for free, pretty much. I mean, I did put a pound of flesh in it, but I got my master's in 2000. I got my clinical license in 2005. I started a business in 2002 called the Social Empowerment Center, and we are still in business. So 21, going on 22 years. And we have about 100 staff, and we work mostly middle to northeast Georgia. So we go from Gwinnett County to almost Banks Hall, Hart, way where no one else will go. So in 2018 I ran for office, and dumb luck, I was elected. And I've been there ever since, trying to fight the good fight, and just doing the best I can.
And what kind of, aside from fighting the good fight, what else kind of motivated you to go ahead and take that leap to running?
Well, if you remember what was going on in 2016,
yes,
I was very disturbed about where our country was going. And the guy who represented in my district at the time, he was there for 16 years. No one knew his name. Literally no one knew his name. I called Gwinnett County authorities, and I was like, hey, I want to run for office. And they said, I don't think that guy represents Gwinnett County. I was like, I think his entire district is in Gwinnett County. And they said, let me call you back. And then they called me back, and he was like, oh, I guess he does. Literally no one knew who he was. And he was reelected for 16 years, mostly without opposition. I was like, I'm just going to give this guy opposition. So I ran a whole race. At first I thought I was just going to write in my name, but there's so much more that I had to learn about that. And he ultimately retired when I signed up, and I won the seat by almost 20 percentage points.
Wow.
Not 20 votes, but 20 percentage points. And that shows how my district was ready for change. And I think at the time, we were on cruise control when it came to local politics, for sure. And
still are a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. But after 2016, there was way more interest. And even though not every race has gone our way, the amount of voter participation has gone up significantly since 2016. So we're just continuing to fight that and trying to make things better for really the state and national, because we know Georgia has made some steps for national politics as well.
Absolutely.
So we're just trying to stay on the trajectory of peace, less hatred, and equality, which we don't have necessarily.
So what is your kind of general connection with SWAG and, this being the spring conference? How are you feeling about this year's conference and what's your connection to it?
I love this conference. I love being around fellow social workers. When I graduated with my MSW, at the time, I don't know if they still do this, but you got a separate certificate for a school social worker. So I got that certificate. I never worked as a school social worker, but all of my friends were, and we were all in the same schools. So social workers, school social workers particularly, are just dear to my heart. And for most social workers, I'll go out of my way for.
Definitely. And I think even when we were talking about local government, I don't think people realize how much local government affects our school system and our education. And when it comes to funding and all that, we can talk all day about that.
Yes.
But yes, I a lot of, even in my experience, this being my very first official social work job, being in education, you are exposed to so much. You mentioned defects. I know you're exposed to even more with defects. So
I was at the Capitol until about 2:00 in the morning last night.
So you were on go.
Yes, last night was the last day. So the last day is sine die, and we're supposed to stop at midnight. Not last night. We went very late last night. It was the latest I've ever been.
What are some things that you plan on for the next keynote session? What are some things that you plan on discussing?
So we passed a social work compact. It passed about 2:00 in the morning.
That's what you were doing.
Yeah, it was after the social work compact, because I think I emailed. I was like, I don't think this is going to pass. It's past midnight, and they haven't called it for a vote. And they did. It was probably close to 1:00 in the morning.
Okay. And how are you feeling about that?
Oh, it passed.
Okay.
It passed. So it's passed both sides of the legislature, the House and the Senate. So now it goes to the governor's office.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to you discussing that a little bit more. I really appreciate you taking the time and, on no energy or no sleep.
That's usually when, you do your best work.
That's when the good work gets done.
Right.
Yeah.